Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You joined me about 3 days after collection day, and this is actually the first time I've ridden a bike since riding it back from the dealership. I can't blame the weather because, well, it's continued to be absolutely glorious. I've just been really busy and making sure I spend enough time with Lou and with Peggy. Oh, that looks like it could be oil or something on the road. Anyway, you're always hyper aware of road surfaces, gravel, fluids, etc. when you're on a motorbike, much more so than when you're in a car, understandably, because although I have fantastic Michelin Anarchy road rubber, you have a much smaller contact patch. Oh. Yeah, so you just got to be wary, not be silly. I'm actually just leaving Milton Keynes, hence all of the roundabouts, because I've been over to see my good friends, or our good friends, Ruth and Andy, because they've just had a lovely little baby called Theo. So Ruth, Andy, if you're watching this, thanks for the cup of tea and thanks for letting me hold tiny little 3-week-old Theo. I'm always a little bit paranoid with really small babies. I know they're a lot stronger than maybe I give them credit for, but back to the bike. It's wonderful. I love it. As I say, I've not really been doing too much since I last spoke to you, apart from maybe ordering some more bits for it, which I will show you on the channel very soon. Also receiving more bits from the likes of my wonderful friends at Motor Direct and RST. Got these lovely new Enduro light trousers, I think that's what they're called. I'll put them on the screen. Yeah, they're fantastic, super comfortable, obviously very safe, weatherproof, but a bit cooler than my other Enduro trousers that I have at home, also from RST. More of a winter tire, winter trousers, those ones. I've also got these new Enduro boots, which are just lovely. They are so comfortable. Trying to break them in, because like all boots and gloves, yeah, they take a good few rides to actually break them in. These are new as well. I should really brush up my knowledge. There's just so much. There's so many different names and variations of everything, and RST cater for them all. They really do. I'm still learning so much. I mean, listen, I was at a bike launch with BMW a couple of weeks ago in Spain, and hanging out with some proper old school, fully fledged journalists, and Nevesy, who was there, one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. Even he said to me, Joe, I'm still learning every day, and he has probably done 1 million miles on various motorcycles. He's probably done more miles on motorbikes than I have in cars. I'm right at the beginning of that process, so I'm looking forward to the adventure ahead, or the adventures ahead. Just got my cruise control set, because this bike has cruise control, which is lovely. Got my heated grips on number 1, so that's the lowest setting. I can just feel a bit of residual heat coming through these gloves. It's just perfect. Something else I hope that I have improved since collection day, and I'm sure it's going to be a ongoing learning process, is the mic setup and the mic volume. I've completely changed the setup that I've had in the past. I'm now running an adapter in my DJI Osmo 5 mic adapter, so I'm plugging the mic directly in. I think it's this side somewhere. And I've had to turn the gain right down, because obviously when you've got a normal lapel mic on, like let's say I'm introing a car video, and I've got it here, there's a good 6 to 8 inches between that and my mouth, whereas when you've got a helmet on and it's in the helmet where my mouth is, I'm literally, not even exaggerating, rubbing my lips on the lapel mic. So yeah, it's got to be a lot lower in order for it to work and in order for it not to blow out. Very similar to a car. With a bike, it's all about using your mirrors, making sure you know where the traffic, etc. is around you, especially when you're coming off junctions like this. Just always checking your blind spots, and that's something that you can never really do enough of on a bike. I learned a lot about that at the BMW rider training back in 2022, but because I haven't been riding regularly since then, I'm definitely rusty. 74 miles I've done. Well, actually about 70, because I think it had 4 on the clock when I bought it 3 days ago. So yes, not that many. It has a run-in service at 600 miles. I think I talked about that when I collected the bike. So yeah, got to make sure I get that done at there or thereabouts, 600 miles. Then after that, it's basically every 6,000 miles or 12 months. I think I've got that right. And although 6,000 miles probably doesn't sound like much, that's the sort of distance that you need to get your hypercar serviced at. On a motorbike, that's a lot. I wouldn't expect to be doing more than about 3,500 miles on this over the next 12 months, and I'm sure a big chunk of that will be made up of a Euro trip or something. Some really good news. Mikko from Ducati UK's PR team contacted me yesterday, or was it yesterday? Anyway, not long after I'd picked this bike up, and is very kindly organising some Ducati UK press bikes. So yeah, looking forward to trying out another manufacturer. BMW UK Motorrad have been very good to me. Obviously they got me the license, they lent me press bikes. I have now thanked them by investing in one of their wonderful motorbikes. While we're on that, actually, we will discuss the cost of everything, because there's a lot to be said. So I'll do that in a separate video. We'll talk about the bike, we'll talk about the gear, like the absolute minimum gear that you need, insurance, and anything else that is worth considering, because I have discovered, even though I'm very fortunate and I get help by the likes of, once again, Motor Direct, who supply me RST and helmets and stuff, I am very quickly discovering that riding a bike, especially a nice bike, isn't cheap. And I think that's why, especially here in the UK, unlike somewhere, let's say like Spain or an Asian country or India, I lived in India back in 2007, and you know, millions of people in places like India use motorcycles or mopeds to commute on. They use it as their main form of transport. Over here in the UK, although you do get bikers that do use it as their main form of transport, we don't have the best winters, we don't have the best summers either sometimes, so we don't have the perfect climate for it. And I think because of that, and the fact that our roads in general are not great, bikes have become more of a luxury add-on, if you like. Anyone I know with a nice bike has usually got 1 or 2 nice cars as well. 2 weeks ago, when I was in Spain with BMW Motorrad UK for the S1000R and M1000R launch on track, it was mostly wet, and I really enjoyed those wet sessions. A lot of the bigger journalists knew that it was going to dry up in the afternoon, so some of them didn't even bother going out in the morning because it was wet, but I lapped it up and I absolutely loved that. I got a real feel for the bike, for the tyres in the wet, and I was following Steve Plater, who's a legend in his own right. I was following him, and we had some great wet laps together, and I don't know if he was being polite or kind, but at the end of it he came up to me and basically said that we were going as fast as he was comfortable to go on a road bike on road tyres. I also want to say a big shout out and thanks to the amount of people that have reached out since I announced getting this bike, whether they're other bikers offering to take me on cool rides in Wales, Scotland, here, there and everywhere, or whether they are brands, manufacturers that make accessories for motorbikes. Lots of that I'm sure to come on the channel in the future, but already some very cool, let's call them light modifications for this bike, where a bit like the majority of BMW road cars, M cars, they come out of the factory, they have to tick the right boxes and meet the right regulations, and those regulations these days unfortunately are getting stricter and stricter, and so the car ends up being a bit watered down, and obviously you kind of have to unlock its potential as an owner. I've got to be very careful what I do with cars like my incoming M5. There's very little I can do without causing a flag for a warranty issue and potentially losing my warranty, and because that car is heavily financed, if I lose my warranty then I've got to buy the car off the finance company, and yeah, I don't have that kind of money, especially after buying this outright. With a bike and the fact that I own this, I think it's a little bit more flexible. I hope it is. There's probably people screaming at me in the comments now saying no, it's not, it's really not. But there's a couple of things I want to do with this bike to unlock the sound, a couple of visibility light upgrades. I'm not going to ruin it, but yeah, looking forward to getting them done at some point soon, and I'm looking forward to just going out for a ride with some other bikers, Chris, Tim King, Tim Rodey as well. I'm good friends with Tim Rodey from the car side, and I know he's a big bike guy. Oh, isn't this weather fantastic? Makes such a difference. Everyone's out, a lot of people are smiling. I'm definitely smiling because I'm on a motorbike. I'm on my new motorbike. This is normally a bit of a pig to navigate in a car, especially a big car, something like an RS6 or an M5, but on a bike, oh, it should theoretically be a lot easier. Okay, nice. It opens up for me. This is Buckingham, by the way, fairly local to me. Really nice town. There's a very, very good Indian restaurant here, Buckingham Fort. I've been going to them since I met Lou, since Lou and I got together, so middle of or early 2019. So we've been using them for 6 years, and I know Lou regularly used them before we got together. Really good restaurant, yep. Sort of no frills, really good food, decent staff, and relatively well priced. Obviously takeaway as well. if you just happen to be in the Buckingham area. And then as you leave Buckingham on the A422, well, it's a lovely bit of road. Unfortunately, most of it is a 50, and it really doesn't need to be a 50. It's wide and open and visibility is good, but I'm guessing there's been a few accidents down here over the years, so it's a 50. Thankfully the brakes are working well now. We're almost 80 miles in. They weren't particularly great when I left the dealership, and I can't remember if I talked about this in my collection video, but I really think it's something that salespeople should warn you about, because obviously when brakes are brand new, well, they're very shiny and the pads etc haven't bedded in. In a car it's a bit of an issue, but in a car you have lots of assistance, hydraulic assistance. Also you're using your foot and your leg, whereas on a bike you're using your hand, your right hand and your right foot. But yeah, really wasn't, or they really weren't working that well when I picked this bike up. So yeah, it's great to feel that I have some stopping power back. Just going to get away from this van that's following me quite closely. Right then guys, I think I'm going to sign off now. I just wanted to bring you along for this ride because the weather's too nice, and also every ride is a new experience for me and hopefully for you lot. It's a learning experience, and it's also a testing experience in terms of the video footage and the sound. So I'm really hoping that this has turned out okay and you can hear me nice and clearly. Please let us know in the comments below any ideas etc that you might have for up and coming videos that you want me to cover, and any other advice or pointers. I will take constructive criticism all day long on this channel, as long as you're not rude. Same with the car channel, just don't be rude. I'm not claiming to be an expert. I really don't know what I'm doing in the big scheme of things, but I am learning and trying to enjoy every moment of it. Take it easy. I'll see you at another one very soon. Cheers.